It's making its way towards our fear nation.
And I don't want to feel it. I don't want to feel a thing.
I hope you're looking after yourselves out there and each other.
Somebody help! I'm Rose.
Jackson.
What about you? Who are you?
I just hope you're all keeping safe out there.
Hidden in these final hours' first 10 minutes, a clue that predicts the ending. Missed it? Let's blow your mind. The film begins by presenting a terrifying world consumed by a firestorm, caused by multiple asteroids crashing into Earth. This firestorm is so intense that it can annihilate an entire country in under a minute. Originating from the North Atlantic, it spreads rapidly, engulfing every continent one after the other, with Australia being the last. Though the storm will take about 12 hours to reach Australia, the people there have already accepted their fate. All they can do is fulfill their final wishes that amidst this chaos, we meet James, the main character, who lives in Australia with his wife, Zoe. Aware that death is imminent, James and Zoe spend a few quiet moments together. However, James decides to attend a party to enjoy his final hours, even though Zoe wants him to stay. They spend a little time at the beach before James prepares to leave. Despite Zoe revealing that she's pregnant, James, overwhelmed and in denial, leaves anyway, drinking heavily as he drives, a reflection of his internal turmoil that across the city, panic and madness have taken over. People who had once lived within the boundaries of law are now giving in to their darkest impulses. Streets are filled with violence, fires rage, and families break apart. People are seen committing unspeakable acts, from murder to suicide, unable to endure the psychological torment of their final hours. While driving, James is confronted by a deranged man who hijacks his car at knife point. When a man brutally murders someone he had been following, James realizes he's next and escapes just in time that while hiding under a nearby car, James witnesses a horrifying scene. Two men abducting a young girl. Though at first he tries to flee, her desperate screams stirs something in him. He grabs a hammer, attacks the kidnappers, and manages to rescue the girl, whose name is Rose. At first, she is hesitant to trust him, but James convinces her that it's not safe to stay. She then reveals that she was trying to reach her aunt's house, where a family planned to spend their final moments together. Her father had left to get fuel when she was abducted. James agrees to help her, although her aunt's house is on the opposite side of the city from the party he planned to attend. With limited fuel, he tries to find a middle ground by looking for her father's broken-down car, hoping to return Rose to him. Unfortunately, there's no sign of her father. Frustrated, James tells Rose he can't take her any further, but offers to leave her with his sister, who has 3 daughters and might be able to keep her safe. When they reach his sister's house, they find the door unlocked and water leaking from upstairs. James discovers that his sister, her husband, and their daughters have all died, having chosen to end their lives before the firestorm could. Completely shattered, James takes his sister's car and prepares to leave, but Rose joins him silently. On the way, they come across a police officer who had taken his family to a library, not for safety, but to end their lives peacefully. The officer begs James to end them, but James refuses. The officer then asks James to at least forgive him for what he's about to do. James complies and leaves with Rose. While the officer carries out his tragic decision that with nowhere else to go, James brings Rose to the party, which is hosted by his friend. James's girlfriend, the host's sister, is already there. The party is filled with intoxicated people trying to forget their fate. Many are overdosing, and the atmosphere is chaotic. Rose clings to James, feeling unsafe. A deranged woman mistakes Rose for her missing daughter and tries to take her, but James intervenes and finds his girlfriend in a pool. Leaving Rose nearby, James follows his girlfriend to a private room that while she wants to enjoy her final moments, James, burdened with grief for what he's witnessed, isn't in the mood. He tries to talk, but she brushes him off, wanting only to party. Her indifference reminds James of how he had ignored Zoe's emotional plea. Eventually, she takes him to a well-stocked bunker, insisting they could survive there. James tries to make her understand that nothing can survive the firestorm, not even a bunker deep underground. Her brother, James's friend, had lied to her to keep her calm, and now he wants to kill James for shattering that illusion. James flees and finds Rose again, who is vomiting after being drugged by the same woman who mistook her for her daughter. James scolds the woman and tries to flee with Rose, but the woman and James's friend chase after them. Just as James is about to be shot, his girlfriend intervenes. She points the gun at James, but instead shoots the woman behind him, allowing James and Rose to escape. James tries to flee the city, but finds all roads blocked. Eventually, he gets a taxi and takes Rose to his mother's house. Though this wasn't part of his plan, his mother is overjoyed to see him. She praises his efforts to help Rose, saying that even in the last moments of life, doing good matters. When she asks about his sister, James lies, not wanting to hurt her with the truth that later. James takes Rose to her aunt's house, but it's deserted. In a nearby forest, he finds a heap of corpses, among them, Rose's father. Unable to tell her directly, James wraps her father's body and brings it back. When Rose sees him, she breaks down, insisting she stay with her father as promised. Her strength and loyalty move James deeply, reminding him of Zoe. Realizing he has one last chance to do something right, James decides to return to Zoe. He finds Zoe standing by the beach. Though initially resistant, she forgives James after he explains everything. As they embrace, a bright light grows in the sky. The firestorm has finally arrived. In their final moment, James and Zoe die together, consumed by the flames. If this recap changed your mind about these final hours, smash like. If it didn't, fight me in the comments. And subscribe. You know you want to. Thanks for watching.